It's that time of year again. Training camps are getting started and it's time to make our predictions for the NFL season. And in this video, we're going to be predicting the winner of each division. Now, every year I place a parlay with the division winners and I put $1 on it. And it usually comes out to a pretty good win. But I have yet to win any of these parlays. But this year, I'm feeling pretty lucky. So let's start with the toughest division to pick, the AFC South. Now in the AFC South, I really think the Colts and Danny Dimes could do it. But the Texans won it last year, and if CJ Stroud plays great and they get this defense together, they can make a strong case for it too. Now the Jags, really, they just got to get to 8 wins. And the Titans, they got a rookie QB. You just need to keep him healthy and just make it through the season, pretty much. So really for the AFC South, to me, it's between the Colts and the Texans. The Jags, rookie head coach, Titans, rookie QB. Not really a good mix for a winning season, much less going to win the division. And I'm really thinking that the Colts could put it together. You got Jonathan Taylor, Danny Dimes' revenge tour, got a good receiving core there, good coach, got some decent talent on the defensive side of the ball. So we're going to go with the surprise pick there of the Indianapolis Colts to win the AFC South. That's my first pick. Now let's move up to the AFC North, where the Ravens have had this division on lockdown for a number of years. And it's a good reason why. Only competition they really got is the Bengals, and their front office keeps screwing everything up. And they're going to waste Joe Burrow's career at this point. So we're going to go with the better front office here, which is the Ravens. And really, it's Super Bowl or bust for the Ravens. They made it really deep in the playoffs every single year, and they have yet to break through into the Super Bowl. So this year, they got to make it to the Super Bowl. And to make it to the Super Bowl, you really got to win the division. So I feel like they're a safe pick here. Now the Steelers, they just got an old man team. They'll probably still have a winning season somehow, but not sure if they'll even make the playoffs. And the Browns, who knows what they're doing at quarterback, and who knows what they're going to do this season. Honestly, if you win 5 games, it's looking pretty decent. Now, here comes my big surprise of the day so far. Now, every year you have a dark horse team that comes out of nowhere and does really well. It kind of surprises everybody. And my first dark horse team is going to come out of the AFC West, where I believe the Denver Broncos are going to make a good run at least a wild card spot. And they may even win the division. Now I'm predicting the Chiefs to have a big Super Bowl hangover. They've been good for the last 3 years, almost went on a three-peat, got destroyed in the Super Bowl. It's going to be very tough to bounce back from that, and they're going to have a little bit of a hangover. You know, they still may win the division, but I'm not going to be picking the Chiefs. I'm going to be picking the Chargers here. I think Jim Harbaugh has a great team down in Los Angeles here, and he's got the running game running right, and everything else should be pretty good. They're building that offensive line. They're counting on the running game, and they're putting less pressure on Justin Herbert, which I don't think he really minds at all. This could be a recipe for a good winning team and be a surprise team coming out of the AFC West to win it. So I'm picking the Chargers. Chiefs and Broncos, look for them to be wildcard teams. Now, the AFC East. This is an easy one. It's got to be the Bills, right? I mean, they're Super Bowl or bust. Same deal as the Ravens. Like, you got to win the division to get to the Super Bowl most of the time. And if it's Super Bowl or bust for your team, you got to win the division. So all season long, you're going to be striving to win the division to get that home field advantage in the playoffs so you can finally make the Super Bowl. And if the Chiefs are going to be going on a down year with the Super Bowl hangover, it's either now or never, Bills. So let's get to it. Same with the Ravens. So Bills, AFC East, mark it down. Now, NFC East, another Super Bowl or bust team in the Eagles, and kind of the same deal with the Commanders. They need to repeat last season, the Commanders do, with new quarterback. Could have a sophomore slump. I mean, that happens a lot in the NFL. They come in, they have a great rookie season, and then the defenses and everybody kind of figures out their scheme, and they plan accordingly the next couple of games, and then following years, they have a little bit of a regression until they catch back up. And I think that could happen with Jaden Daniels here. He had a great season last year. Looks like the future is very bright in Washington, but I see a little bit of a regression here where it kind of just plateaus off for Jaden Daniels, especially in the beginning of the season. Maybe later in the season, he gets his groove back and they start getting back down into the playoffs. You got the Cowboys, and who knows what they're doing. I mean, they're dancing around at camp. They could be a dark horse team because you never know when Dak could get it together, and you got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens now, and you always got a pretty decent O-line down there in Jerry World. But it's easy to pick this division just like the AFC East. It's got to be the Eagles. I mean, they got to repeat last year. They got to go back to the Super Bowl. They still have the whole offense, basically. They lost Mekhi Becton, Kenneth Gainwell, and a couple other small pieces on the offense. They lost some bigger pieces on the defense, but for the majority, most of the team is still there. And the nucleus that should be the dynasty moving forward has to prove themselves this year that they are capable of being that dynasty. Super Bowl or bust for the Eagles as well. That's 3 teams so far, the Bills, the Eagles, and the Ravens. Their Super Bowl window is wide open, and if Kansas City's going to be on the downturn, they need to take full advantage this season. So we're going with the Eagles there. Now we're going to head over to the NFC West here, and really the only team to pick here should be the Rams. I mean, they got Super Bowl experience, Super Bowl head coach, Super Bowl quarterback. The offensive line's pretty good. Good running game. Devontae Adams coming into town. Puka Nacua stays healthy. Got a great defense. If they could build on the momentum from last year with Jared Verse towards the end of the season, they almost took out the Eagles in the playoffs in the snow. I think the Rams are a no-brainer here to pick. And for the rest of the division, I think the 49ers are going to be on the downturn with the Chiefs. They're giving Purdy all this money. Ayuk is their #1 guy now, and he can't seem to stay healthy. Debo's out of town. Kittle is aging. Trent Williams aging. You got Fred Warner on the defensive side, but they've lost some pieces in the defensive backfield, and they've also lost some receiver pieces as well. Then you got the Seahawks, and they're a complete rebuild right now. Got Sam Darnold coming into town with Cooper Kupp. Never played together before. New offense, new coach. Don't see them doing that well. I mean, you win 7 games in Seattle this year. You could call that a great season, right? So, Rams, NFC West, lock it in. Now, this is probably the hardest division to pick in the NFC now, and that's the NFC North. You got the Packers and Jordan Love, and it kind of did well towards the end of the regular season, but then ran into a brick wall called the Eagles in the playoffs. And then you got the Bears with a new head coach and Ben Johnson coming in, rookie quarterback from last year, Caleb Williams going into his second season with his second offense. Can't expect too much from them, but they are another team that could be kind of a dark horse that nobody's really talking about. It could be really, really good this season. Now, I'm not too sure about the Vikings. Last year, they were the dark horse team. They were the team that everybody was not so sure about, and they came out and were lights out the entire season, pretty much up until the playoffs or until the last couple of games. But you always got to take into account how a team finished last season when you want to see how they're going to start the next season. So I think the Vikings are on the downturn. Same with the Lions. They kind of didn't finish last season on the highest note. They lost to the Commanders in the divisional round, had a lot of guys hurt on defense. The offense was still running well, but they're going to have a big loss with Ben Johnson going to Chicago. So this division is really tough to pick. It's really anybody's division. I believe the Packers should win it, but the Bears could sneak in and grab it. I think the Lions and the Vikings are going to be on the downward trend for this season. So we're going to go with the Packers because they were ending the season on the high note last year, and they seem like they have the most solid team. Now the NFC South, the final division here, and this is another tough division to pick, and it's really the Bucs division the last couple of years. Really, since COVID and since Brady's been there, it's been the Bucs division. Who knows what the Saints are doing? They got 5 different quarterbacks down there, and none of them seem like they can play a lick of ball. Brand new head coach and Kellen Moore coming in. They're probably tanking for Arch. Now the Falcons, Penix, what you got? I mean, that's what we got to see here. And the Panthers, kind of the same deal. Bryce, what you got? Year 3 coming into it. We got you another receiver. We got you Xavier Legette. Second year with another head coach. The Panthers did end the season last year playing really good ball. So I would expect them to be another surprise team that could surprise people and come out and play some really good ball, especially at the beginning of the season. But ultimately, I think their ceiling is a wild card team, as well with the Falcons, wild card team at the max. Cousins will probably play a little bit for the Falcons. We got to consider that. So I'm thinking it's nothing but the Bucs here in the NFC South. And that's what we're going to go with. The Buccaneers winning the NFC South, the Packers winning the NFC North, the Rams winning the NFC West. the Eagles winning the NFC East, the Bills winning the AFC East, the Chargers winning the AFC West, change it up a little bit here, Ravens winning the AFC North, the Colts winning the AFC South. Incredible, right? That would be incredible if it actually happens, and I may win a little bit of money if it does. Soon enough, we'll all know how right and how wrong I am, and I'm sure this will be completely different come week 2. So we'll probably do it again, and we'll have a little more fun then. But until then, stay dirty and subscribe.